You now at 9:13 and looking ahead to 2018, who's going to be the governor of Oklahoma? It cannot be Governor Mary Fallin because of term limits. And right now, really only one person has officially announced she will be running for the spot, Democrat Connie Johnson. And she joins us now. Thank you so much for being with us. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
Very simple, starting us off. Why do you want to be the governor of Oklahoma?
I want to be governor because after 35 years of service, I'm a voice. I've been a consistent and trustworthy voice for the people who are disrespected, disregarded, actually just dissed. And now that there is the possibility of someone who will have a voice that they've depended on over the years to speak to the issues that matter to them, I'm willing to step up and serve.
What groups of people are you referring to when you say those who have been dissed?
Yeah, so people with disabilities to start. The average citizen in Oklahoma has been put on the sidelines, if you will, in favor of corporate interest. And we can do better in Oklahoma. So many groups feel disenfranchised. They feel that their voices don't matter. And they feel that I have been a voice that has been willing to speak to the issues that most affect them. So it's a lot of groups. I mean, the millennials feel dissed when they can't get a decent job after having to invest so much in privately funded student loans in order to graduate. People with disabilities are feeling dissed because their services will potentially be farmed out to the highest corporate bidder. Children in welfare, children in child welfare are being dissed when those systems are being privatized. So basically the citizens of Oklahoma are being dissed in favor of private interest.
You got in this race pretty early. You announced your plans first. Why did you want to get in so early, maybe get a head start in the game, so to speak?
There's nothing to think about at this point. Again, after 35 years of being privileged, I believe, to do the kind of work that I do, to have worked as a Senate staff person for 24 years and then 9 as a senator, and even before that and after that, to have continued to advocate about the issues that most affect the people. There was nothing for me to really think about. It was kind of up to me to get it at this point. And
yeah.
So many people had been encouraging me, and I just thought, wow, I've received a lot. I've had a charmed life, if you will, but I still feel this desire to give back.
And so you didn't feel that there was anything to wait on. You said, let's just announce it. Let's get out there. And so that was last month, and here we are. You are a Democrat. You've called yourself a progressive, and Oklahoma historically can be very Republican, very conservative. What are you going to have to do to change that, to get those votes?
I think we're going to have to continue to speak truth to power, to continue to talk about the things that matter to people, regardless of whether it's a Democrat or a Republican. This is not about right or left. This is about right or wrong.
Okay.
And I think we can speak to those issues in a cognitive way, in a meaningful way that will appeal to both sides of the aisle. I've been in situations now where I've worked in a majority Democratic chamber, I've worked in a tied chamber, and I've worked in a Republican-controlled chamber, and I've been able to navigate regardless. You know, you see many of the issues that I advocated in my first few years as a senator are now coming to the forefront in a Republican environment, including the governor's recent executive proclamation banning the box in state employment. I introduced that in 2007. So I think been before my time for a long time, and that now many other policymakers are coming around to the reality that we have to do something better by our citizens. We have to give them a fair shake. We have to be sure that everybody is respected and appreciated, and again, given a fair shake at success.
I think something that crosses party lines here, whether or not you're an independent, Republican, or Democrat, most people agree that education right now needs to be a top priority, and something needs to be done. We've got a lot of questions for you. What would you be doing about public education? I want to go to some of our viewer questions here. Wanted to read this one from Amy. How would you begin to fix the public school system in the state? What would you say to Amy?
I think Amy's right on target. A recent 2017 report showed that Oklahoma is 41st teacher pay, 49th in overall school performance, and we're at the last. We're last when it comes to per student expenditures. At the same time, Oklahomans unanimously defeated a state question that would have raised the sales tax on the poorest of the poor, in the face of our legislature continuing to give tax credits to billionaire oil interest. And I believe one of our billionaires could perhaps fund a teacher pay raise at $5,000 a year for the next 5 years and still be a billionaire. So we want to refocus our priorities. Again, we want to have a system, we want to create a system that is fair, that recognizes that our children are the future and that education is important if we're going to be ready for the future. We've got to prioritize how we do things in education, and I think we do that by prioritizing where the spending goes.
And correct me if I'm wrong, you were raised by a couple of educators,
My
correct?
mom and dad, both educators. I'm an educator.
That's
I actually studied to teach French at the University of Pennsylvania, but you know, I was teaching long before then. I taught my 6th grade class every day after lunch when my teacher wanted to keep me not bored. So yes, education runs deep in my family. And we know that the way up is through education.
Everybody is going to agree on that, no matter if you're red or blue or if you're Republican or Democrat. We have a lot more viewer questions for you. Thank you so much for being with us. We're going